Ever wondered what makes TV so powerful in Jamaica? Time to find out. Welcome to Global TV Group 358, where television meets innovation. We're not just about shows, we're about shaping society. In Jamaica, TV keeps you informed, connects diverse voices, and supports democracy. Imagine a Jamaica where broadcasters unite, sharing data and collaborating globally. That's us, a unified voice in the TV industry. Did you know TV advertising is still king? It drives website traffic, boosts brand equity, and powers integrated campaigns. Even in an age of digital, TV stands strong, resilient in tough times. Our global TV deck is your treasure trove of insights and data. With charts, graphs, and success stories, it's your guide to impactful TV advertising. Curious to learn more? Visit our website and see how Global TV Group 358 keeps television at the heart of entertainment in Jamaica. Get ready to binge watch the future.
For me again, you can't for me again. You hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. Can't buy scallion, we can't buy time. You can't for me again. Can't for me again. You can't for me again. Hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. You touch up line and a resort to crime. You can't for me again.
What fi go to eat no money, what fi at you, eat no at you. Covid money, miss away in the your little rat you. Use the youth, the money, waste no must a man to statue. Say me like a catch you, but me got in a figure you. Take the script of money, got long and say that it's not you. One day the man above him up, him a got a bet. Too much it in the kitchen, some a fly by like a patu. When singers and DJs and social media's coming at you.
It burn me.
300% raise.
It burn me.
Garbage pile up the day.
It burn me.
Give the teacher them raise.
It burn me.
I see corruption face.
It burn me.
Mash down the people them house.
It burn me.
Every day appear arms out.
It burn me.
Appear money them a thief.
It burn me.
And them a sell out the beach.
Can't for me again. You can't for me again. You hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. Can't buy scallion, we can't buy time. You can't for me again. Can't for me again. You can't for me again. You hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. You touch up line and a resort to crime. You can't for me again.
For me say big up all the charities and all of the giver. Some a go like say them powerful, me no make a bigger. The urgent the promises, none of them no deliver. Cut up the youth, them rap and they down in our fever. Member bold money and they lie them tell. Corruption smell and they pocket them swell. When police don't a market like Satan out of hell, go mash up people start like thief when them sell.
It burn me.
On them treat the market man.
It burn me.
On them a treat the cat man.
It burn me.
On them treat the peanut man.
It burn me.
On them a treat the dirt man.
It burn me.
On them a treat the son man.
It burn me.
On them a treat policeman.
It burn me.
How them a treat soldier man.
It burn me.
How them a treat everyone.
Can't for me again. You can't for me again. You hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. Can't buy scallion, we can't buy time. You can't for me again. Can't for me again. You can't.
Stibbidim day, stibbidim day, stibbidim day. We in Global TV say certain kind of friend we no keep. And some informer friend we love like. We in Global, bona fake friend and bona tape. We in Global, we not promote them, we not support them. Look at them on the cheek, come here represent for. We in Global TV, check it.
Good morning, and welcome. How is everyone doing? What is happening to my system? Hello? Oh my God. Not so early. Oh my days. You mean me just come on and the computer start the bullduckery bull. Bear with me, my peeps. Bear with me. I have no idea what the hell is going on right now. Oh, God. Bear with me, peeps. Bear with me. I'm going to jump out of the live on YouTube and I'll be back shortly. Bear with me, please. And I'm trying to fix that. I hope you can hear me, YouTube. I am ought to be back now. Can YouTube hear me? Let me know if you can hear me, YouTube. Morning, morning, morning. Morning, all okay. Yes, you can hear me. Right, let me get my screen back up and running. Morning, everyone. Morning to my community of party and all my family members, platform moderators, membership holders, viewers, subscribers, commenters, and trolls. Good morning, everyone. Welcome. Oops, sorry. Thank you for joining us this morning. Lovely to have your support. As always, we're going to look at a few bits and pieces of issues unfolding in our Jamaica. Bear with me, just go and set up back my thingy rather on YouTube. Because I find the Gleaner to be very provoking, aren't you, Gleaner? The Gleaner look like it's been a bit provocative. Yesterday's morning's cartoon was about George Wright, riding in back to the Jamaica Labour Party triumphantly. It was George Wright, Lady P, and the Prime Minister yesterday morning with a bag of goodies. This morning, the Gleaner turned to Minister the Crooked Reed. That's where the Gleaner turned its cartoonist attention to this morning. But what Worrell Reed is asking Lady P. Hold on, I'm not sharing the right thing. What Worrell Reed is asking Lady P if it is possible that he can return too. Because yesterday morning, I note the Gleaner. You see which part Lady P stand up yesterday this morning? At the stool. The deadest of this morning. Now here's the stool right below the donkey, right below George Wright left foot. So it look like the Gleaner. I provocate George, Ruel, and the others. But here comes Ruel Reed this morning, asking Lady P if Lady P think him can return to the fold too. Let's watch and see Jamaica, because Dalrymple return, George return, Dalrymple return, George return. You might just never know who will return to the dirty politics of our country. But that's the gleaner and their cartoonist role play with what's him I call it? With the return of George Wright and the JLP debacle of upset, which continues. But we're going to waver off into mental health first before we look at other chaos. Chaos is not really strange or new to the Jamaica Labour Party. It's kind of more of a roll basket. Chaos within the Jamaica Labour Party is more of a rolling basket. So therefore, when you see chaos in the Jamaica Labour Party, it's really nothing to be frightened or shocked or be amused about, or it's just the usual. It is just the usual for them. Chaos after chaos. But as I say, we're going to look at mental health in our country. I often don't get involved in any much of what is happening in the entertainment world. But when it comes to mental health in our country, it ought to be something that concerns all of us. And not just the issue of mental health in our country that we should care about. What is most important is the regime of care that is offered to people with mental health challenges. Now, most of where all our follow TikTok. You see, from the other day, there's quite a downturn again in Lisa Hype mental health. At 1 minute, she says she have fake it, the next bit. But if it's faking, I will adjust the faking after we realize the faking. But for now, I'm going to treat it as one who is having a psychotic or distressing episode. My issue is the services we provide as a country when it comes to mental health. And I really think in this modern day when we are calling ourselves, such as Dr. Sophia Longmore, a psychiatrist, who told us the other day that she knows Jamaica to be a superpower country. It then begs the question to ask, why is our mental health service so shoddy in our country if we're a superpower country? So what I would suggest to Dr. Sophia Longmore is to lead the charge on mental health reform in our country. Because I don't think there's a proper sectioning of mental health in public before things get out of hand. Because we see police often resort to shooting them. We saw the debacle in the cemetery the other day, where it could have handled much more amicable without a firearm. But a man was shot dead for dragging a body out of a casket. Even when it was clear that there was some psychotic episode going on, even when police was on scene, a licensed firearm holder on the glare of camera shot a man with mental health dead. Now, I think it has come to the time where we need to review our mental health law, giving powers to social services and the police to section people who are having psychotic episode in public. We really don't seem to have such. Because too often you see people having psychotic episode in public and there isn't a proper way of dealing with it. Now, if one is having a psychotic episode in public, the police arresting them is not a problem, because under an emergency section, the police have to get involved to arrest them. Taking them to a police station. Taking them to a police station is not the right thing to do. This is why I say we need a mental health reform in how we deal with mental health in public. Under the Mental Health Act in the United Kingdom, there is a section in the Mental Health Act which is called 136, Section 136, but we call it Section 136. If you hear that police, the 136 is mainly related to the police in public with people having psychotic problems, where if you become this disturbed in public and you become a danger to yourself or the public, the police then arrests you under Section 136 of the Mental Health Act. That police cannot take you to a police station. That police have to take you to a casualty department, and casualty have to summon the social worker. And thereby, it kicks off an assessment. Under that Section 136, the police, the social worker, and the hospital is allowed to, the police is allowed to section you for, 72 or 36 hours? I can't exactly remember which. Then if after the assessment, because during that period, I think it's 36, how much a 3 day? 3 day. I said, I don't know number, but a 3 day. I think a 3 day, over a 3 day period. The police is allowed to section you, so the hospital, the mental health, the medical people can do their review, both the hospital and the social worker, because then the social worker becomes like your lawyer then. If 72 hours, thank you, 3 days. If the social worker, after all the assessment, deemed that you are not a risk, they cannot section you. Or if they go beyond the social worker, then it sparks a legal debacle straight away, where they would have to apply to the tribunal for an emergency hearing. We don't seem to have none of any of these to deal with people who have mental health issues in public. And for all the time, Dr. Safia Longmore, as a psychiatrist, a member of our Senate, and the wide ranging of different issues of mental health we see in our country, in public, I think the time has come that the government look at reviewing and reforming our mental health laws and how we treat mental health in public. You cannot arrest people with mental health and take them to a police station. Especially, she has a past history. It is not just someone out of the blues who you're probably not aware that they have such. She have a history of mental health. We have to have a code of how mental health is dealt with in public by professionals like the police, social worker, and the healthcare providers.
Good night, sir.
Constable Boaz is the name from Norman.
Boaz from where? Hold on.
Alright, so I'm aware that you don't have a ticket.
So where you carry me? You carry me at the police station?
No, I'm not taking you in the police station.
Where you want me for do?
Under the airport regulation,
Yeah.
it's an arrestable offense for you to be here.
Oh, so what me have to do? Come out of the airport.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay. What you say your name again? What you say your name again?
I would have already informed you, madam.
I want to hear back your name. What you say? Me not come out till you give me your name.
And if I see this on any
Shut up
social
your
media
mouth.
platform,
Shut up your mouth. You
I'll
can't threaten
definitely
me.
be pressing charge.
Press charge and me a press back charge for own. Make me see good. I better you lock me up here. Oh. It done the life already. You done the on social media. You can't threaten me. One way you go. A superintendent live right across from me. Oh.
Can I see your passport, please?
See who for passport. I'm this year, man.
Ma'am, may I see your passport?
See who for passport. I'm this year. Oh. Who for passport you want to see? You don't know who me is already. Big idiot police boy. You don't know who me is already.
It turned out that she was also arrested. As I said before, I think it's time we reform our mental health laws and how we deal with people in public having psychotic episode. The police alone is just not the right way or the best, hold on, the right or the best way of dealing with it. We also need to give our police officers more training when it comes to dealing with people who are having psychotic episodes, whether be in public or in their family homes where they're called to assist family member. The training ought not to always resort to frustration and a quick fix. You saw a video I posted last week with that hostage, what we thought, or he alluded to, that he was held, that he had somebody held hostage and he was wielding a knife through window and all that. And it was a standoff for hours, about 17 hours standoff in London, because the police couldn't just move in gun-ho. All sorts of policy have to be applied to bring the situation to an amicable ending rather than a gun-ho ending. So I only hope Dr. Sophia Langmore, because um, she was a former patient of Dr. Langmore. I've heard her said that. So I hope browser has lost connection. What the F? Let me stop this share and share it again. What a brother us this morning. So I only hope it's something that they can do, because of that will send them a parliament for write legislation, for introduce legislation, not to be confused like favor. No, certainly not so. Not to be confused like favor. But let us look at Terryland Kerfuffle. Hold on. The gerrymandering has turned into chaos in Portmore at their meeting yesterday, where Terryland and all that jazz turned up. And the people weren't happy with them, nor were they having it, because of what the gerrymandering tactics pose to do to the constituency. Or but when it comes to gerrymandering, me not really care too much. It's a war between two party over power. The usual Donger market situation, isn't it? But I think I have more. Let me go to my Google Drive. I ought to have some more of the clips from Orlando debacle. Hold on. Hold on. My question is, will this advancement by the government changes the social order in Portmore? Why it not look good? It don't look good. The people them decide say, or look like the people them prepare say, boy, me now make General Brogard or Dr. Brogard as the gleaner call. In yesterday's morning cartoon, the gleaner referred to him as Dr. Brogard. I wonder if Dr. Brogard is there an intention here for Dr. Brogard not only to change Portmore for gerrymandering purpose, but to spark chaos before a general election. We know the instability when it comes to politics in our country. So in an election year, who are the particular individual? Text it to my phone, please. Right in an election year, this type of gerrymandering, it have the potential to change the social order. Because we know, so the Labour right, them not afraid for jargon. We're talking from experience. We see Dean Jones did it in St. Thomas. We saw the upset with the by-election the other day, particularly with the 2 council seats. I wonder if the government is creating social unrest deliberately. Shame. Who was that person he launched at? Big Rob Miller and Bear Tongue. You may see the Robert Miller. Sorry. Who was the person Terry Long launched at? The violent minister. The violent minister. Oh, he launched at Raymond Price. Hey, Koshata. Hold thy tongue. hold thy tongue this morning. The violent minister.
Ball out! Whoa! Yo, yo, yo. We need help, Jesus. Jamaica need help.
So this has disintegrated into political rivalry, isn't it? Because the minister of government is attacking a member of the People's National Party caretaking team. Hey, what a bangarang. Was this what Andrew really created and really wanted? Let us ask you some questions, Minister. Hey, Jesus! This morning, get into your legal court. Is it a usual thing, Minister, for you to become angry in public, Minister? Is it usual? Is it a normal thing for you, Minister, to get angry in public? Loss of temper, Minister? Let's take you back to September of 2016, Minister, and let's see what you can remember about that fateful night, Minister. Can you tell us where you were on that night of September 2016? And if you have an alibi, or can you provide evidence to say where you were on the night when Jermaine Jr. was murdered in Patrick Bailey's house, Alonzo Terrelong? Is it normal for Mr. Terrelong to attack those who he is in opposition to? And was there an opposition, Mr. Terrelong, to Jermaine Jr. of September 2016? I see. The case was never investigated. Because you can't investigate Duppy. When Shirley Duppy come to Jamaica, Shirley Duppy walk and talk. Nobody could have investigated Shirley Duppy because the doctor says Shirley Duppy has high blood pressure. Wasn't it? The doctor says Shirley Duppy have high blood pressure. So we can't carry Shirley Duppy down a station, go question, and the case for the killing of Jermaine Jr. in the attorney of the Prime Minister's house, the partner of the angry gentleman on screen, Alonzo Terrelong, was murdered. There was no break-in and entry. Case closed. Alonzo Terrelong. Was it that type of anger you displayed on that night when Jermaine Jr. was stabbed 22 times, when he was also shot, Minister Terrelong? The violence brigade of the Jamaica Labour Party. Somebody screenshot that on screen and send it to me quickly, please. Screenshot that on screen for me and send it to my phone. Normalization of violence, Minister. Normalization of violence, Minister. On the very day, Minister, when George Wright returned to the fold of the Jamaica Labour Party, yes, that George Wright who was caught on camera, just like Minister Terry Long, wielding a stool and battering his common law wife. The apology, a ring and a bloody bouquet. Ring and bouquet was George Wright's remission of his sins, you see. That was the remission of George Wright's sin. Bouquet and a ring. And George Wright is back in the fold. This is the same day that the minister, I wish Minister the John Crook in again, over in Ghana, over girl in Ghana, over the long neck girl there. Over the long neck one him there now, you know? In it? The one where her neck turn up on her shoulder. The minister of violence. Hold on, may I adjust my slide. The minister of violence, Alonzo Terry Long. Jermaine Jr. was shot multiple times, minister. Stabbed rather, multiple times. Jermaine Jr. was also shot as well, Minister Terry Long. I wonder how angry the minister was on that night. The night when the minister would have been involved in that fateful destruction. I wonder how angry the minister got. Because this little dairy seemed to cannot hold her temper when she sees her opponents. This little dairy. This is what Andrew Holness is promoting. Fishery and violence. That is the advancement of the Andrew Holness regime. This is how Andrew Holness will go down in history. This will be Andrew Holness' legacy. The Prime Minister who advanced the Antichrist agenda. The Prime Minister who advanced the Antichrist agenda. The Prime Minister who advanced violence, even by his ministers. Alonzo Terry Long, you were caught on camera attacking Raymond Price. The government minister, was caught on camera attacking Raymond Price. Because the minister is in public. The minister don't want to be videoed. The minister don't want his nasty behavior to be shown to the public. So the minister, with police officers standing there, launched an attack on the opposition member. This is the sort of violence promoted and portrayed by the Jamaica Labour Party. This is a minister of government. This is the minister that put her palms on and go around the world and represent you as a country. You remember the other day, she was skipping, hopping, and jumping from one church to the other in the United Kingdom, telling of the glory of Andrew Holness. Hmm? So there was a lot of, obviously there was a lot of people there videoing, because you can see things from quite few different angles in difference of the clips that are floating around, whether be in the Gleaner or on TikTok. So it wasn't because he was being videoed per se. It's because he wants to attack a political opponent. The minister's purpose was to spark a political unrest, given how people feel in Portmore at the moment, given what the government is trying to do, whether the people agree with the people. Obviously, a lot of the people don't agree with it. It is said that he told the security details to take Raymond's phone. Now, if there's any truth to that, Raymond must come out and speak, because this again would be abuse of state power with freedom of it's your right to information. It's public. You can video and all that, and nothing private. You have video. So if he ordered the police to take Raymond's phone to rather be destroy the recording or whatever, that's a whole nother debacle of state abuse in its sense. So if there's anything of the sort of that, Raymond Price must come out. PNP, jellyback, bended knees, sore foot PNP. Here goes a press conference today, you pussyfooters. You bunch of pussyfooters, PNP. I'm going to see if you don't come out, come do a press conference today, because me know if Ono did give General Big Titty something to come out, General Big Titty would have been out here. So me I go see if the PNP, and when me a list, if me come on pan my 11 o'clock show this evening, I'm going to see a press conference from the PNP with this violence here, it will be a disintegration tonight with me and the PNP. I mean, a whole heap of PNP supporters. So when I go get up in on the latchers and clutchers. But if this was done by a member of the People's National Party, if this was done by a member of the People's National Party, General Big Titty would have wake up from morning and sit down with him Idi Amin cap and him loose bra, attack bull soddery. So I hope Raymond come and address the people today as to exactly what happened. If the minister gave an order to the police, we want to know if the police followed the order of the minister. We want to know. So I hope the jellybackism of the PNP don't make me come out here this evening and me not say press conference. Because I would ask you know, about won and hide, because we're tired of Uno and the hiding. Oh, hold on there. Hold on there. Make we run the tape here back again, because the attack captured in this one, I think, the third segment of it. Bear with. Shame on this government. Shame on this government. Everywhere them go, violence is advanced by the Jamaica Labour Party. This is a minister of government. This is not just a supporter of the Jamaica Labour Party. This is a minister of government attacking a member of the opposition. The pushing and shoving of gerrymandering. The pushing and the shoving of gerrymandering. Let's look at a few of the issues and come back. The cockick stock, or whatever you want to call him, is been told to choose a chair for the IC to replace Justice Spanton, and it's been told to choose one without political allegiance, or whatever the word is. But can we really trust them? Do I trust them? Because under this Governor General hands is not any way cleaner than the Prime Minister, the truth be told. They're a bunch of dirty hand crooks. If you remember what this Governor General did to the Seventh-day Adventist church money. But the retired Justice Lloyd Hibbert is one who is being earmarked for the choice. Don't know much about the justice, but justices normally in a legal capacity ought to act with their independence. Let's hope that the next chair will be impartial as Justice Panthan was. So we'll see how this develop, because Justice Panthan goes, what, the end of this month? So we deal with Lisa Hype already. Oh yes, this was the yesterday morning cartoon. So you see the stool down, you saw the donkey back foot. And then yes, this morning now, the stool, the right below George foot. And Warren read, Papi and asks Lady P if him can return to, because George Wright has returned so triumphant. And just when the Jamaica Labour Party has been tried in public for the return of the violence portrayed upon his wife by George Wright, we see a minister of government where we never get the chance to investigate to find out if Mr. Alondo Terrelong is involved in the murder of Jermaine Jr. But anyway, a JLP, things will just slip under bed, so I'm forgetting about. Still that a thief that we don't know what's gonna happen to the thief. But I only hope that the PNP them come out. Let me look if me say them publish no press conference pamphlet. Hold on there. Oh, I can't check it on the computer. Me see if them put out no pamphlet. Where is Mark Golden's page? Mark Golden or PNP page. Let me see. I mean, I see them put out a notification, so them I got the press conference on the PNP page. Let me check Mark Golden page, because they are so disjointed when it comes to communication. Okay, Mark Golden posts this bit on his page, so I'm going to... Now, as I told you when I dealt with this last night, Juliet Holness wasn't wrong.
Or not? You said it has to do with something to do with filing.
Juliet Holness, how she treated Favor and Mark Golden, she was wrong in her approach and her tone, but it was right for her to do what she did for the purpose of Hansard. Hansard is the parliamentary records. But Hansard only captures the person who is speaking on the mic. Therefore, when you're dealing with a bill or anything in Parliament, and you have difference of opinion or confusion, that level of communication that Favor and Mark Golden was having yesterday evening was just not the right thing to do. Juliet Holness was right in that. What she was not right about is her motherly, controlling approach. But both Mark Golding and Faval ought to know that for the record of Hansard, should we have to go back to the record to find out what was said, we will not be able to pick up from Hansard what Mark Golding was saying, because Mark Golding mics was off. So Juliet Holness was right in that sense. Her overtone was the problem, where she treated the thing like she was a mother and her picnic them, she a reprimand. And let me tell you a favor. Learn to put your hand on your Kimbo and say, little girl who your blood clot talk to me, a big woman for you. Listen, if you watch South African Parliament, there's nothing that says you must keep to rules in Parliament. It's a working protocol. But if disintegration must happen, so be it. You remembered what happened in New Zealand Parliament the other day as well. When you don't disagree with something, you can show your disagreement by disrupting Parliament proceedings.
The salary and emoluments. A little perplexed by the answer that was given by the minister. The Act says that no tax shall be levied on these persons' salary and emoluments. So they're exempt from tax. So the question is, why are more senior employees exempt, hourly paid workers or not? You said it has to do with something to do with filing a tax return. Just explain that for me, please. Because if they're exempt, I don't need, why they'd be filing unless they had other sources of income. But the real question was, why would the better paid employees not pay any tax, and the hourly paid workers would have to bear tax? That was the question.
So the Articles of Agreement, Madam Speaker, with specific reference to Section 9, addresses immunities from taxation, which precludes the bank from collecting taxes on behalf of TAJ. This is similar to embassies, consulates, and other international organizations. And thus the bank does not have any obligation to collect and remit PAYE, ed tax contributions on behalf of its employees. Again, to repeat, the employees of the bank are deemed to be self-employed for the purposes of administering the Income Tax Act and are required to file individual income tax returns.
Madam Chairman, the wording of the provision before us says that no tax shall be levied on their salaries or emoluments paid by the bank. That would exempt that from tax. Not to say that the bank is precluded from having to withhold like a PAYE person. That's a different matter. If the intention is that they should file their own returns and are liable to tax on their salaries like all other Jamaicans, this is not achieving that. This is doing the reverse. This is making their pay tax-free, which is apparently not the intention. I think we should suspend the debate on this and take advice. It's a serious matter.
Now, the issue here, as I understand it, people who work with the World Bank and so on, they would have a U.S. domicile tax certificate. What Favor, in my understanding, is doing, because Jamaicans living in Jamaica works at the World Bank, work for the World Bank or those institutions are paying tax. However, the ones from overseas under that tax treaty is not paying taxes. What Favor from my understanding, wants to do is to bring Jamaicans worker up to that as well. But the issue Mark Golden is having is favor. There's a clause there still to do to file your tax return. But what Mark Golden is saying, it not achieve that because you would still the way the thing word, it would still attacks them which honor that favor want to do. So that's what makes it confusing. But favor tabled 3 bills in Parliament yesterday: the tax one, the procurement, as I said last night, and there was another one for procurement, TAJ, and what they call that treaty where it caused the contention, because it's that tax treaty. Because it's similar to like we YouTubers from especially not just England, outside of America. There's a there's a tax coming, a good pan tax, so I can't tell you much about it. But there's a thing in the tax regime called double dipping. Now, if YouTube collect taxes from us who are not in America, and then when we file our tax return as self-employed people in the United Kingdom, we're paying tax twice on that earning. So what us outside of America is required to do is to submit a domicile certificate to the US in order to get your to be on the proper tax regime. So that tax regime where them update is something quite similar to that, but favor would want remove the tax where Jamaicans who are domiciled in Jamaica is paying, who work for that institution, whereas the one them from abroad, they are not subjected to the tax regime because of that tax, what you call the word, the tax treaty between the United States and Jamaica, such as us YouTubers in the United Kingdom would also benefit from that tax regime with the United Kingdom but we have to submit our domicile certificate that we would apply to the HMRC for to the United States tax regime system. Otherwise, we pay a double dipping. So as something of that conundrum, which is kind of more broader than what I explained, they are trying to solve. But as I said to you from last night, Favor is confused by what she's doing. What caused the kerfuffle of how Juliet Holness behaved yesterday was to do with the procurement bill? Yes, it was the procurement bill. Mark Golden happens to ask some policy questions of the bills that been tabled. The problem is when Favor was responding, Favor didn't understand the policy question put to her. So in that communication, it's like she was having a one-on-one back and forth with Mark Golden while she was presenting to the nation And then the response of Mark Golden to her with his mic on was a total distraction, because Favor become confused, like she's expecting Mark Golden to quote her. So this was why Juliet Holness went into her motherly rant and reprimanded them and said, I think we should deal with this in the committee stage. Then them go to committee stage, go deal with it. But Juliet Holness's way of because what I find with Juliet yesterday is the flaunting and the attitude, madam. It's not what we pay you to do. I don't think it's the advice that make her stupid in a beat and teach. You can be given good advice, but if you don't understand the advice, you cannot relate. What is the case is those people within the civil service who write these bills, it look like them I use a lot of junior people who just graduate from law school I come write these legislation. Of course, a lot of people who graduate from law school end up into the civil service, into the legal, what they call the legal commission, legal service commission or whatever. Them people they write legislation. Legislation are write by the MP, them are whatever, sometimes you hear, but it's those people, then bring them idea to those people, and those people fix the legislation as a matter of policy. The issue with Favor, I think she's way out of her depth. You see, tabling a bill when you don't have good understanding of the law or a policy understanding, you're not going to understand what you're presenting. Of course, the first writing of a bill, you always have things like that. These are why they debate and amend them. The difference with Favor is understanding and presentation. And that's what caused Miss Holness to go in a drop draws mood. She was right in approaching them. What wasn't right was her approach of how she dropped her drawers and behaved like a mother, and how she was in the chair flaunting and flirting and showing us an attitude as if I'm quoting some new lover in here. Those are the things that really was wrong about Juliet Holness' approach yesterday. She was right to attack Mark Golden and Favor, but she was wrong in her approach of how she did it. She could have done it in a parliamentary manner. I don't think her behavior was parliamentary at all. But as I said last night, I would have preferred, based on what Favor performance yesterday, it would have been better, even though it wouldn't have been proper or ethical, that Andrew chose Juliet as the Minister of Finance. Because Juliet seemed to have a bit more understanding of what was confused in Favor yesterday. She have a misunderstanding. She was just playing with paper. And that's why I said to you last night, I'm worried about budget come next month. Not only that the minister is going to be confused, but could the minister faint at the dispatch box? Minister, you're hungry. We not hear a word. What you say, minister? Somebody need to draw like a porridge give favor. Come, I have to strain my ears to hear favor yesterday. Like really turn up my boombox quite loud to hear favor. I'm still struggle. Favor now gonna make it through the budget presentation. Remember saying, no? How long Nigel did turn up on his foot last year? Look how long Nigel bored with Nigel. Me say, favor go drop down pan we next month. And we hope somebody can run over the Senate and go draft Marlon big shoes off and foot. Come Marlon foot off his smell because that size foot there. Because the size of Marlon's shoulder and have to turn up on one big old plank. Marlon Morgan have to turn up on one big old plank. So I hope somebody there to run, go over Senate, draft Marlon shoes, and come put your favor note. Favor go drop down pan we. You don't see your favor hungry? No, talk truth. If you don't see the hungry pan favor, I couldn't hear that word yesterday like he was trembling and shaking. Me sorry for the JLP, me not tell no lie. Them deserve a little sorry for. Because when you see people so desperate, and this is not having a gripe at her. It is why I'm sorry for Lisa Hype as well. Because her latest psychotic episode seemed to be induced by frustration of wants or of attention. That's just my thinking. It's not attacking her. Well, I'm sorry for the labor rights them. I'm sorry for them because you cannot mash your thing up and then you same one. You same one a struggle to find your way back. This behavior from Alonda Terry Long yesterday, the violence we saw advanced by the minister, one could argue it's not out of the minister's character. Maybe if Jermaine Jr. murder was to be investigated properly, we would have known how anger can make Terry Long pull a gun or a knife. Because when the papers are there, and in a country where even dog and puss walk with a phone in their hand, the minister saw it fit and necessary to attack a member of the opposition. Given the mood at the moment in Portmore because of the gerrymandering of the government, the government think the best thing I can do is to go there and start a wahala. Big girls blows. It's a big girl blows behavior, Mr. Terry Long, or was it Madam Terry Long? That behavior yesterday was a big girl's blows behavior, as they would call it in Britain. As I said it all the time, you members of the Jamaica Labour Party, you can't debate anything out. You don't have an opinion. Why me never come out pan Jayton Campbell Wednesday? What Jayton Campbell say over the weekend when me fi come out pan? No, what Jayton Campbell say over the weekend that I should come out on? Can you refresh me? Refresh me, please. If I don't know, your purpose is to inform me. So inform me what I have not come out on. That Dr. Campbell says, please inform me. Because, I'd love to be informed. The Jamaica Labour Party must learn to have a debate. Learn to put them views out there. It's not everything that you have to resort to violence. We saw the same thing from Dean Jones last year, February. When you can't go around the country demanding people to be members of the Jamaica Labour Party. Everybody have their political views and opinion. Or the person who want me to attack Dr. Campbell can find where him need to tell me it to attack Dr. Campbell about. Members of the Jamaica Labour Party, they are not serious about fixing issues in our country. Whenever time an issue arises and you attempt to deal with it, they are going to tell you, but that one wasn't dealt with. But PNP, you never deal with PNP. But I don't hear how much on labor right come out and say it's not right for George Wright to be back. What if I have to go into that galang in Woodano? I don't hear Uno come out and say Dal Wimple must resign because she's now a convicted criminal. Uno stop going and reverse. That's why I take money for sell Batty JLP because I love back way. Everything we do, we just beat back way. Bend over, members of the JLP. Start going forward, my dear. It's not everything. One of it come with a bend over behavior. Let's move forward. Let's talk about you ever hear a word called current affairs? Do you understand what current affairs means? We're not talking about reverse affairs or in the past affairs. We're talking about current affairs. We don't want to steal in the past like Uno. That's why the JLP people never go catch up because Uno can't get past PNP 18 years. Uno cannot get past PNP 18 years. And no matter what you do with the country, you all are saying to us that we must accept it because PNP did such a like and such a forth 18 years ago. But it was not what the Prime Minister told us when he lanced and shot and burned Portia Simpson. He told us he's going to do better. He's going to change it. How the fuck? Every day I come here in the reverse, bend over, backwayism members of the Jamaica Labour Party, are not tired of bending over and going back where big old woman crossed the road there, so from over the street. Yes, the vlogger will sit down with him face look like bullfrog and rhinoceros every day. Mickey's come fix the story for we both Sister Lando Terry Loss. Mickey's come fix, because we know you love fix story, you know. We know say I got tell we say Raymond show salt after him because the salt was not picked up on the camera lens, isn't it? Mickey's come out here, come tell we say she want all Irish mash in there to Irish. You want cornmeal, banana, Irish mash, oats, a handful of everything, because you have to give Faisal energy to serve her long, because budget speech normally lasts for hours. Budget speech normally lasts for hours. So you have to provide her porridge where I go have long-lasting energy. Oats, banana, Irish mash, the whole of them mixed together to give Faisal a little boots. But Orlando Terry Long, you can't continue go around wheeling violence. You've murdered a whole man already, Minister. You've murdered Jermaine Jr. for your partner, Patrick Bailey. And neither you nor Patrick Bailey, Minister Terry Long, face even questioning by the police. And you come in a public attacking a member of the opposition. You can't keep your skin calm and quiet. Remember last year when you was in London, how you was skipping, hopping and jumping and twirling a look man and a speaking of all kind of monkey fardens? What is happening with these fishes and crabs from the Jamaica Labour Party? This party of batty promoting and batty selling, because we know Andrew Holness been promoting batty and taking money from US and all sort from 2007 to push his agenda. He signed Somawa, in take US AID, and I just saw him push it and a go on pan the nation. You all are a disgrace. The Jamaica Labour Party is a rolling disgrace in our country. Everything that the Jamaica Labour Party does, violence must be attached to it. Did Minister Terry Long not remember that George Wright just returned yesterday? The man who picked up a stool and battered his wife to smithereens in public? The man who picked up a stool and battered his wife to smithereen in public came back to the government benches yesterday, while at the same time, Minister Terry Long was advancing violence. And go hope the jellyback PNP come out with a press conference today, because I know to say, if it was minister, if it was General Green Shot, if it was General Big Titty, it would be a hullabaloo cross social media as daylight. So may I go see if the thing that are said is true, that the police ordered Terry Long ordered the police to take the phone of a member of the opposition, namely Raymond Price. then we ought to know. We ought to know. Because this would be the minister using his power as a minister of government to order the Jamaica Constabulary Force to do its bidding. That wouldn't be strange, would it? It's the usual. We saw Ramesh did it. We saw the police did it again the other day and shared such information with vloggers. It wouldn't be strange of our police officers. I mean, them skin out them body a roadside and beg every day. Law enforcement in Jamaica, you know, is tap and beg. Left and right. That's why the men of our country has become bend over prostitute. No man upon this planet licky, love likes, and love them hand me go scratch like Jamaican man. Challenge me on this. No man in this world licky, bend over, want a thing from the boss, love them and me go scratch, beg you a thing, boss. No man on this planet is low down and licky like Jamaican men. And this is a generalized statement because me now go say some Jamaican men are very low class and non-ambitious when it comes to material things. Them easy to swap out and sell out themselves if we don't see it or not eye don't open wide enough. Jamaican men too licky. That's why everybody can pay Jamaican men for do a thing for them. You can pay them for go kill even them family. Because Jamaican men are licky. They're like stray dogs. Them eat anything them see a road. Anybody pay them for do anything. Them sell out anybody for Jamaican men are dogs. They're just some low-class creatures. At every level in our society, Jamaican men show us that them a sellout. No matter how powerful they are. There are some class act bendovers. Anybody can pay them to destroy them family, destroy them community, destroy them country. Oh, no, nobody. Wow. TikTok remove me access. I want me say now. It look like them report me bad. That's why I tell people, say, oh, if you follow me other page, because TikTok remove me access. Hold on there. Restored until February 26th. So not lucky. Never mind that.
If my son was not my son, he couldn't come up.
So, may I tell you now, TikTok NIMBIs, but me no NIMBIs, YouTube no NIMBIs. Jamaican men are some low down sellouts. That's why everybody can buy them. Everybody can pay for them. Everything about Jamaica is sellout. Look on TikTok how Jamaica men disgraceful over TikTok. Them join force over there with Batman just to beg. Them join force with gay man where them tear down every day just to beg. Jamaican men don't have nothing left about them for the world talk about. Like seriously. Me not say anything left by Jamaican men for the world talk about. Because Jamaican men are not representative of what men should be. Because them not on our guts, them not stand up for nothing. Anybody can pay them figure out. Thank you all very much. Spread the news, say. Anybody want me come on TikTok, then make sure them subscribe to the Producer Wayne TikTok page. So me can go live on that because the TikTok box me in my mouth again. TikTok lucky. Me can't keep my mouth shut. TikTok, I don't know that. So when you want to look a word, Nimbia is galang in. So you can go on. Right. What else do we have to do? The Prime Minister and his begging. Where is the begging? The Minister of Begging. Hold on. Let's find the begging minister. Right. It's hard, Andrew. Andrew, it's hard. To see where you come down to. Hold on there. It's hard to see where the Prime Minister come down to.
€500 million is a big vote on Jamaica. Consider it carefully. For any investor to put that much capital at risk, especially in a jurisdiction that is not their home territory. This is now what you call foreign direct investment. I want to acknowledge and thank His Excellency, the Ambassador from Spain, for that country's support for Jamaica's tourism. You mentioned that you have a portfolio here of in excess of €2 billion invested right here. So that's a second big vote. That someone from another country would analyze our risk situation here and say, I feel comfortable putting down that level of investment. Significant. I want you to also consider that businesses vote by not just putting up the buildings because they can't take it up back. It's here. But they vote by expanding employment, by making a commitment to the people of the country for income from the investment. And I see where the direct employment would go as high as about 1,500 during the construction phase and probably about 5,600 direct and induced employment as a result of this expansion. That's a big vote on Jamaica. It's clear businesses feel that the macroeconomic indicators are going in the right direction.
Prime Minister walk and beg vote. Prime Minister is in denial about the failed mash-up economy when walk and both span. This is the denial that Jamaica is in. This is the leadership denial that our country is in. When everything else except for our Prime Minister is accepting that the country is in recession. I'm not going to take the measures to address the situation. He's not going to take any measures to address the situation because the Prime Minister don't see anything wrong. The economy in a good shape. It's propaganda and PR. Or maybe starting on the Bank of Jamaica turn PNP overnight. Because you dare not to speak the truth. And on a PNP you be. You dare not to speak the truth. And on a PNP you be. But if the Prime Minister doesn't understand the state of the Jamaican economy, the people certainly they do. We want to thank you for being here this morning. And if you're not following me on TikTok, come over on TikTok, come give me a follow on Producer Wayne Global TV. Not the Global TV one. You have Global TV on 385 on TikTok, and you have Producer Wayne Global TV 385. I want you all to follow Producer Wayne Global TV 385 so I can go live on that TikTok platform, because TikTok banned me for 7 days because of fuck all, because I don't know what I said that irritate the stupid robots over there. But as me tell TikTok all the while, me nah all me mouth. Simple. Anyway, thank you all very much for being here with us this morning. Lovely to have your support as always. Make sure spread the word. Make sure get me to 1,000 on TikTok today so I can come live on my other TikTok tonight. So thank you all very much. Good morning and good afternoon from Global TV. We certainly will see you later. Goodbye.
If you don't like missing out on the latest shows but still enjoy classic hits, then Global TV Group 358 is your perfect match. Global TV Group 358 isn't just another channel, it's your ultimate TV experience. From breaking news to binge-worthy dramas and timeless classics, we've got it all. Our unique blend of original content and global favorites means there's something for everyone. And guess what? With GTVG's seamless streaming, you can watch anywhere, anytime. Plus, our interactive features let you be part of the action. So, whether you're a seasoned binge watcher or a casual viewer, Global TV Group 358 is here to keep you entertained day and night. Don't just watch TV, experience it with Global TV Group 358. Subscribe now and never miss a moment.